Good morning. I don't know why my thumbs are up. I'm just like, okay. Good morning. This is Chris with CodeChris.com. If you live in the Chicago area, okay, two things. If you live in the Chicago area and you have an interest in animation. Now, if you're watching this channel, if you recently subscribed, you might have heard me talking about that. This channel, I'm going to be talking about web animation, how animation applies to the web and to UI and to the principles, all this kind of stuff. And I'm in the process of building some tutorials and some very high level stuff overviews where I'm going to talk about this kind of thing, right? Now, where I initially started finding the overlap, not really finding, but I just didn't really see anybody else that was doing it until I came across two people, and specifically these are two girls who I think are doing an amazing job and sort of leading the trend. They have a website called webanimationworkshops.com. Like that's a really good domain name. Um, but basically, they talk about CSS animations, GSAP, UI animations, the principles and animations, how it all gets incorporated. They're doing and talking about a lot of the things that I plan on doing on my YouTube channel and discussing from my experience as an animator. And it's really cool because I've seen their presentations. I initially came across them on YouTube. And because I came across them on YouTube, I figured it was appropriate that I would go ahead and share that they are coming to the Chicago area for a workshop, and you can learn a lot of that stuff, or just really harness your skills, right? This stuff I'm already looking into, and I'm planning on it being my niche. But these two girls have done an amazing job. If you just look at them on YouTube, and you'll see some of their examples and their talks, and it's really, really awesome. So like I said, they're coming to Illinois, and specifically to Chicago. Those dates, which is awesome because I would really, really like to go. We'll see if I can afford to go. Nonetheless, though, they're covering, your GSAP stuff, your GreenSock, SVGs, how they're doing their workflow, how they're doing their optimization. Animating with React is something that I'm actually really interested in because I'm curious about how that would work together. Web animation API, so JavaScript now is a web animation API. When is it better to use one or the other? These are all things that I've already been thinking about, I've already been exploring, and to hear it from the people who have been doing this, as their focus for a while would be very, very beneficial. So anyways, and they're just going to talk about a bunch of animation stuff as it relates to the net, okay? So if you can go, I would suggest getting it now because it's early bird stuff. And if you do end up going, at some point mention my name. Just say, oh, hey, I saw your thing on Code Chris, and that'll be awesome, right? I don't know Sarah or Val. But I'm hoping that one day, because of the specifics of the field they are in and the specifics of the field that I plan on taking my career and direction, that they actually would be people I would end up eventually meeting and coming across and being like, when you think of people who are leading the trend with web animation and how that all goes about, I'm hoping that you think of Sarah, you think of Val, and you think of Code Chris, right? Or you think of Chris, and that's eventually my goal. Now these guys have been doing it for longer than me, and they've kind of have their workflow figured out, right? They have a process that they've created, and they've done a lot of experimentation and exploration with animation on the web, and that's specifically why I'm promoting this, is because these two specifically have done a really good job of sort of making their name known and synonymous with web animation. And it's really a goal that I'm striving for. Like it is the goal that I will be striving for in the coming year. And I think that if anybody's interested in these two and they live in Chicago, then definitely check them out. Mention my name, and hopefully eventually we get to meet them at some point. But anyways, with all that being said, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any comments or questions, leave some down below. Other than that, thank you and have a nice day.